Guten, all you degenerate old schoolers, and welcome back to another episode of The Orb. Tonight I'll be sprechen de Deutsch, as I'm covering Weinfest. I know just a few words in German, so we'll start with those. Ein Bier bitter. Dankeschön. I'm super pumped to cover this event. Hopefully one day I can make it over there. They look like a great group of guys to hang out with. Throw down some old school magic. And they did it. They went to a winery and threw down some old school Magic the Gathering cards. So can't wait for the event. Looks like they had a great time. Cooked out some sausages and drank some adult beverages. So let's have a look at the round one decks. Before I forget, if you ever need a patch done, hit up David McKibben or Mac Lotus. He did mine. Looks great. But here we go with deck number one. This deck was put together by Bibof. I'm probably murdering names here, but doing the best I can. I love the Mishra's Factories in here. I think they were put together by Buddy. Underwater scene, they're the four in a row. Looks like there's a submarine with a sunken reef down there, and the factory workers kind of marching around. Just excellent work done. I've seen these photos of these before. Very excited to see them again. We can see he's playing with a myriad of lands. Top left is creature package, not with the standard stuff you see in tournaments. Went with the spicy level, 2 Preachers main deck, 4 Ruck Eggs, and Ruck Eggs are kind of tough to deal with, right? If you're coming in on the ground and you got a Ruck Egg in front of you, that's kind of a pain in the ass because at some point you're probably going to end up seeing a 4/4 red bird token. The eggs hatched, and now you got something trying to peck your eyes out. He's running Suchis, Sarah Angels, 1 Thunder Spirit, love Shivan Dragon, Clockwork Avian, a couple bolts and a fireball for some removal, your standard Chaos Orb. Looks like only 1 Swords to Plowshares, I believe 1 Earthquake, that's the other altar there. James Day Tome for draw, and then 2 Wrath of God. Got an altered Wrath of God. I love the look at that Wrath of God also. Bunch of restricted stuff. You can see in a sideboard he's running Moats, Divine Offerings. I'm sorry, I missed the Diamond Valleys. So Diamond Valleys are very key in the main board to this. They can sack the Ruck Eggs, gain them some life, and get the 4/4 flyer out there. Same with the Preacher combo. I mean, Preacher can go to town, take a creature a turn. Diamond Valley can kill that creature in the desert. You gain life, and then Preacher does it all over again, simultaneously while clearing the way for your creatures to get in and emptying your opponent's board. So I like the look of this deck. 2 boats on the board. Those are for all his flyers to let fly in over the top. A couple Blood Moons to slow everyone else down that's playing a greedy mana base. Looks like some red elemental blasts. Some other white cards that I can't quite pick out. A land tax, an extra Clockwork Avian, and a Plains, I guess in case he's up against land destruction deck. So I am liking the look at this deck. And can't wait to see it play. Now let's take a look at his opponent's deck. And here's a look at Karl's deck. This is Karl with a K. And Karl with a K is running a bunch of good cards. Sarah Angels, Suchis, Saren Dibs, 1 Modi for his creature package. So he is working with the Triple S look. But he's got a few outliers laying in there. He is running 1 Spirit Link. Spirit Link's really good. I mean, when you run out of Swords to Plowshares or your Dib's killing you off, it's good to slap that thing back down. He's running 1 Clone. The Clone is hiding under the Brain Geyser. 1 Side Blast in there. He's running a Book and an Icy Manipulator. So, again, some outliers. I like to see those one-offs in there. But other than that, a lot of good cards, a lot of good creatures. And then in a sideboard, he's running a Disrupting Scepter, almost a playset of Trikes, 3 more Triskelion, I think a couple Wrath of God, COP Reds, Dust to Dust, Divine Offering, and extra Sarah Angel, 1 more Side Blast, and 2 Blue Elemental Blasts. So blue-white with some legs to it. I'm sure this deck's going to do very well. But I've said enough things. Let's get off to game number 1. So here we go with game number 1. Bibof won the pickle stacking contest, so he was on the play. He's got 3 lands down and just cast a Thunder Spirit. Someone operates the computer about like I do, half speed. Sometimes you forget to hit record, but here we go. His opponent, Karl with a K, has 2 lands down and a Moxen, that Mox Sapphire. We haven't missed much. Bibof's hit 1 City of Brass damage, so he's on 19. Karl with K is still on 20. Karl takes his draw, plays on New Island, taps 4, takes 1 from his own City of Brass, and plays out a book. Okay. Looking for immediate card advantage. Bibof here has 1 factory down. Oh, now 2 factories. Plays the second one. Says you like the first one. The second one looks just as good. Don't drool in my direction. And sends in his Thunder Spirit. And a factory. So 4 more damage for Karl, dropping him down to 15. Bibof's tapping things and a disenchant on the book. Wow. Setting Karl back. Card advantage denied. He does still have the Karl advantage, though. Up to 5 mana sources here. Tapping for Suchi. Okay. Familiar face in Swedish. We see on the left-hand side, we got a good look at Bibof's face. We can tell if he's bluffing on something. But Karl's actually invisible. We can see his arms, but we see no one sitting in the chair there. Oh, look at this. Tapping 5 for a fireball. Suchi gets turned into a pile of charcoal. Thunder Spirit cracks in for another 2, knocking Karl down to 13. Bibof's up on 17 life. Things are looking kind of good for Bibof here. 2 factories out. Karl's got to put some bodies in front of the onslaught that's been coming in. He cracks off a strip mine, tapping 4. He's deciding if he wants to play it. Drops a clone down. Well, pretty good answer. 2/2 flyer. He copied the Thunder Spirit. I like it. I don't know the last time I saw a clone Thunder Spirit, but it's about 10 seconds ago, I guess. I love this. And now, I mean, the Thunder Spirit can block a factory. Yeah, he's going to have to hold 1 back to be able to pump. So willing to trade the clone for the Thunder Spirit. I know there was some connectivity issues at this event. Oh, and there's a Swords to Plowshares. So the factory dies. Hopefully he gained his life. Yeah, he's up to 19. Karl's on 12. Trying to stabilize here. He did wipe out the creatures. Bibof's down to just 1 factory, and he finds another factory. Wow, just ripping him from the top. Doesn't want to send another one in, doesn't want to risk it. That I completely understand. Both just land going at this portion. Draw go. Here comes a mana rock. Another City of Brass hit and play. Ooh, Bibof tapping a bunch here. 5 mana. I think he's threatening his opponent a little bit with a Clockwork Avian. Let her read that to figure out what it does. case you forgot, comes in with 4+1/+0 counters, so it's a 4/4 into play. Every time you attack with it, turn it sideways, lift off a counter. And Karl says, I don't want to deal with that bullshit.
How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?
Too many words on the card for Karl to deal with, so he just counters it. Makes sense. See Bibof playing on another Mox. Karl's deck's very reactive. Lets his opponent do things and then just controls the situation. Bibof's tapping 5 again, though. Here comes a Sarah Angel. That's a real threat. Karl's got 3 turns to deal with that. And passes back to Bibof. Here comes a Sarah in for the first 4 damage. Dropping Karl down to 8. So I don't think he has an answer in hand, or he would have played it out. No sense in bluffing away 4 life. Oh, and here comes a Preacher. Ooh, this could be a death knell if Karl's looking for something to block with. He plays out a Factory. Or maybe he's had that Factory out. And yeah, just a pass back to Bibof here. Red-white doing the controlling. Activating a Factory. Sending in Factory and Angel, and Preacher's there behind his pulpit, ready to have a chat with any of Karl's creatures. I mean, that's going to be 7 damage. There's a disenchant on the Mishra's Factory, so he goes to the yard, but 4 damage sneaks in. That drops Karl down to 4 life. He's got to be sweating bullets at this point. And he needs an answer that's not a creature. He needs like a Wrath of God. Ooh, Bibof drops down a Ruck Egg. I'm a looking, I'm a liking. There's a Mox Pearl, another Mox. Oh, a land full of mana handful of mana sources. No answers. Red-white craziness takes down game number 1. These two are going to swap out some cards and move on to game number 2. So, red-white aviary beauties swung in for the win with a Preacher backup preaching from the pulpit. That means Karl's going to be on the play. Both of these players keeping their original 7. They have a Plains and a Ruby out. And just a pass to Bibof. And he does about the same thing. Plateau and Mox Pearl. Ooh, Strip Mine. Attacking the mana base, taking out the Plateau immediately. Bibof follows it back up with the Plains. Oh, both of the kind of the draw go. Karl misses land drop. That's not good. Bibof has his. Taps 3. Here comes Thunder Spirit again. Looks like game number 1. They just went back in time. Oh, it's not like game number 1. There's a Swords to Plowshares. Bibof runs up to 21 life. Karl has an immediate answer. Not messing around this game. And just a pass. He does find a Factory. So he did hit his 3rd mana source. Ooh. Here comes that Diamond Valley looking to eat some creatures up and turn that directly into more life. Speaking of creatures, here's a Preacher. Ooh, attack back on the mana base. Karl disenchants the Mox of Bibof. Plays out a Soul Ring on his turn. But he is staring down at that Preacher. Karl cracking in for 2 while he can with the Factory. Knocking Bibof down to 18. Doubt he's going to do that again next turn with that Preacher untapped. Finds another mana source. I believe it's a Plains. Yeah, both these players just doing some draw go here. Karl finds another city of brass, or a city of brass, I should say. Immediately taps it, drops himself down to 19. Look at this. Tapping an absolute ass ton of mana here. 6 for Triskelion. Oh, that's not good news. Triskelion comes loaded with a machine gun. 3 bullets. And unfortunately, that Preacher only carries 1 toughness. And imagine as soon as he finds these trike arms, they're going to come shooting off right at that Preacher. I could be wrong. Yeah, well, it's 3 on the Triskelion. Preacher's turning sideways to try and take the trike, and trike immediately shoots it in the face. Bibof does the right thing, turns the Diamond Valley sideways, gains 1 life as that trike loses 1 counter. Diamond Valley is such an awesome tool, and look at that. Disenchant, 6 mana down the drain, does fire off 2 damage at Bebof's life total, dropping him back to 17. But when you do finally power out a trike, you kind of want to see it sit around for a minute. Bebof not finding any answers, got a couple cards in hand. I'm sure you'd rather find a Ruck Egg. Factory cracking in for 2. And there's a bolt to the Factory's face. And a new Su-Chi hits play. We can hear Bibof cussing at the Su-Chi from here. Gonna need to find a way to deal with that thing. Oh, just a pass. Bad news. Yeah, here comes Su-Chi cracking in for 4. Bebof's gonna be dropping down to 12 life here. Not quite halfway over, but it's ticking away, and there's another Su-Chi. So if he couldn't answer 1 Su-Chi, he's going to have probably a harder time answering to 2. Things are looking up for Karl here. Oh, Bibof showing up to the party with a Su-Chi of his own. Does tap that City of Brass 1 more time, so he gets knocked down to 11. Oh, there's a Disenchant immediately for it. At least Su-Chi's going to be eaten, I should say, by the Diamond Valley. He'll gain 4 life and then immediately lose 8 as soon as it's Karl's turn again. So he ran up to 15 and back down to 7. Uh-oh, he needs an answer at this card right now, or this match is over with. I shouldn't say a match. Game number 2 is going to be over with. Buff's got maybe an answer? Oh, Disenchant on Soul Ring. Okay, that's something. Is that a balance? That's a balance. Wow. Thought he might have missed his target, went a little far over the Su-Chi, but he did not. He knew exactly what he was doing. Drops himself down to 6 life. I think he's got 2 cards in hand. Both players are down to 4 lands. He's got to pitch his Fireball, get down to 1 card, yeah. Oh, 2 down, I'm sorry, down to 2 cards. Looks like Karl has 2 cards, Bibof must also have 2. Karl tapping 4. Nope, tapping 3, now 4. Just had to decide which 4 he wanted. Icy Manipulator. Oh, Icy can tap that City of Brass. Yeah, there it goes. Gonna take a life away from Bibof, just eating him alive, 1 damage a turn. Yeah, fist bump. Even he's impressed. Don't blame him. He's doing it in his upkeep, so can't even use that Mana Source. That doesn't feel good. Yeah, another upkeep tap, dropping him down to 4 life. Bibof does have an answer. It's in the form of a Suchi. 4/4. He's going to have to crack in really quickly here. He's down to 4 turns on just that clock from the Icy Manipulator. Oh no! I just saw a card in Karl's hand. It's a Dust to Dust. See if he chooses to fire it off. Well, he's tapping 6 instead. Another Triskelion. Yeah, he's gliding it up. He's got the Icy, and then he can remove the 3 counters. Bibof showing him the Diamond Valley. Hey, I can do things back. Don't worry. I can live another turn. But he's going to have to continue to turn creatures into life to stay alive here. Karl's kind of in the driver's seat on 18 life after he taps that City of Brass. To tap Bebof's 3 life, there's a Triskelion drooling at that 3 life. He's ready to eat. Chooses not to send him in. Here comes a Mox Jet. Oh, a pile of mana's being tapped here. Yeah, doing it all. That's looks like 6. There's a Shivan Dragon. Hell yes. 5/5 flyer out of Alpha with fire breathing attached to the face of the dragon. Yeah, Karl chose not to throw off those counters. I don't blame him in light of all that, and I mean, the only downside is Bebof's still so far behind. He's can crack in through the air, or Karl can shut it down with the Icy Manipulator. Oh, there's that card I was talking about. Dust to Dust. I'm sure it's going to eat a Moxen and that Suchi. Oh, even worse. Oh, I don't think he can interrupt with a sack. Yeah, he's going to have to pull that one back. Diamond Valley's a sack effect. You can't stop that. Yeah, I think his other worry is if he sacks it, in place of it, Karl can respond and remove trike counters and just shove him down Bebof's throat until he's dead. So he has to let the Dust to Dust settle. He loses out his jet, and yeah, there's a tap of the Shivan Dragon, and trike can come in along with Factory for the win. So very close game number 2. Karl had a ton of life left, but Bibof was making a very spirited comeback there with some cool creatures. So more adjustments made. We will have a game number 3. And here we go with the all-decisive game number 3. These two are under a clock for the tournament. It was in person, so decks have to be relatively quick, or essentially just not play stasis. You can see them both firing out of planes on turn number 1. Is that a Diamond Valley for Bibof? He probably doesn't feel good. I mean, he gets a land out there, but he doesn't have any creatures to eat it. Or be eaten by the Diamond Valley, I should say. Karl finds an island. And a jet. And he finds a Black Lotus to play down. See if he can turn the 6 mana into something. tapping 2 Felwarstone. Yeah, he can make white with it. Ooh, tapping 5 more for a Sarah Angel. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe a problem for Bibof here. He's going to want to show up with a preacher like immediately and then hope Karl doesn't have his swords. He finds a plateau. Oh, there it is. Love calling this shit. Have not seen any of this. And Preacher's hit the board with his pulpit. Sarah cracks in for 4, knocking Bibof down to 16. But yeah, Preacher wants to sit down with Sarah Angel and have a little chat with her. See if maybe she wants to go work for another team. Here comes a new plateau. I mean, and as soon as Preacher can have a little talk with her, always the chance that she can get crushed into a diamond in the valley. There's 4 more. Ruck egg. Wow. I like it. Bebop's creatures are doing work here. He's excited. I don't blame him. I would be too. He's like, do you see this shit? Ruck egg, you're Sarah, all over here. And the bad news is, until Karl can take care of that preacher's going to be grabbing creatures. Now, he chose not to sack the egg. He could have on his turn and then gotten, or at the end of Karl's turn, and then gotten a 4/4 flyer. I think he's just so stoked about borrowing the Sarah Angels of Karl's. Yeah, cracks in. Karl doesn't get anything on his turn, just passes again. Yeah, his own Sarah Angel is coming to kill him. Down to 12. Oh, he needs something quick. Tapping 2. Oh, disenchant on the Mox. I mean, that's something, but not great when your own Sarah Angel's digging you a hole to put your body in. Yeah, here comes another Kraken, gonna put him down to 8 life. 2 turns away from this thing being over with. Karl tapping a shit ton of mana. There's a Triskelion. Alright, that's something, but unfortunately, it doesn't take care of the Sarah Angel problem. And he's... oh. Yeah. I mean, it kind of takes care of the Sarah Angel problem. I shouldn't have said that. It killed the preacher. Diamond Valley ate the Sarah, so Sarah's gone. Two for a disenchant. Gonna go ahead and take Bibof down 2 life, down to 18. That Ruck Egg's still sitting real pretty in play. I'm sure he's going to want to eat it, hopefully at the end of this turn. Oh, there's another Ruck Egg. Uh-oh. That spells bad news for Karl. Potential for 2 4/4 flyers, and there is another Triskelion. Yep. The egg's off. It's cracked open. Not been scrambled, but turned into a bird that flies. It's red and it's super pissed off. Yep, there it is. The Ruck token. Cannot be hit by Chaos Orb. Flies through the air. Bibof drops down a ruby and cracks in for 4. I think that thing still taps though. Could be wrong. Karl dropping down to 4 life. Does have a fresh Triskelion out there, but that other Ruck Egg is standing in the way. Do not want to step on that thing. Karl's got a lot of work to do here. He's on 4 life. His opponent's on 21. Bibof, look at this. Taking another bird at the very end of Karl's turn. And gaining 3 more life, going up to 24. He's pointing out to a production problem with Bebof's dice. Cracking in for 8. Karl deals 3 damage. Oh, and look at this Divine Offering on Triskelion. That's going to put him up to 10 life. Oh, jeez. There's a bolt for Trike. Oh, and more answers. A counterspell.
Nope.
Wow, that's pretty crazy interaction, but that's going to run Karl up to 10 life. He's going to take 8 from the birds and drop back down to 2, but counterspell to back up that disenchant. Look at Bibof going wild on Ruck Eggs here. He's going to need a shit ton of removal and doesn't have it. One more counterspell and a dust to dust. The Birds of a Prey come in. Love to see it happen. Love seeing Ruck Eggs work. Karl, great looking deck. Bibof prevailed. Best of 3. As always, thanks for watching The Orb and have a good night.